like listening to other Black women because we just be knowing. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. This is That Girl Creates, and this is the 5th installment of Lessons from My 20s. We have one more to go after this. I'm so excited. This also means that countdown to 30 is now. We are officially 1 month away to my 30th birthday. So without further ado, this installment is about finances, and let me just start by saying I'm not by no means a professional. I'm just now, like in my 29th year, getting the hang of finances, becoming more responsible. And so I'm gonna give y'all a couple of tips and tricks that I've learned throughout this decade about finances and how it has helped me do the things that I want to do. So without further ado, let's get started. I wanted to wear these glasses to kind of like seem smart, studious, but I feel like there's a glare with this. So this is my studious look, and now we're gonna take them off. So let's get down to business. Also, I just wanted to address the elephant in the room. I am starting my lock journey. I started my lock journey 3 months ago, the top of 2022. I was going to give y'all a little snippet of what was happening in the 3 months, but if y'all want a video on my lock journey, if you're interested, if you're thinking about locking your hair, definitely do it. But if you want to know my take on it and like how it has liberated me, let me know, and I would love to make a video, a lock video for y'all. So let me know. But this is a finance video, so let's get back to that. Okay, so I have my notes in my iPad, so I'm just gonna be looking down, you know, here and there. So the first thing is, and I feel like could be an unpopular opinion, whether you're in the church or not, but for me, it has increased my income and my abundance, not even outside of money, but just abundance in life in general, 100-fold really, and that is tithing. There are biblical reasons of why I do it, and I mean I can make a separate video on that if you are interested, but basically tithing is giving God 10%, and I feel like that's the least we can do. That's the least that we can do since he has blessed us. And there's different ways to tithe, although monetarily tithing is, I mean, for me that still counts and that still is what's needed. But you can also tithe your time, resources, X, Y, and Z, but don't not include the monetary as well. Get into it if that's your gig. If not, then it's fine. So second thing is invest in knowledge, and that does not mean you have to go to a 4-year university or a trade school or anything like that. It just simply means that read, research, Google University, YouTube University. That's where I get my degrees from over the past 5 years. Read up on finance books. I believe her name is Stephanie Aliche and Clever Girl Financing. They are 2 Black women who I feel like understand all the roles of being a Black woman and living and surviving in America. They understand like what's at stake, you know, how we don't get paid as much as other people, and just things that compounding things that kind of make it hard for us to even break even sometimes and pay all our bills and what have you. So I mean, you can do the Dave Ramsey, you can do the Rich Dad Poor Dad. Those are also good too, to just get like the foundation of it. But as far as, you know, as a Black woman, I like listening to other Black women because we just be knowing, you know what I'm saying? Also, I just finished reading The Psychology of Money. If y'all want me to talk about it, I would love to talk about it. They have so many good gems. If you're interested in learning some of the foundation of the psychology of money, let me know, and I'll do a video on that book for y'all. Third thing is invest in stock, and this is something that I've been doing over the past year or two. I have Acorns. I mean, you can do Acorns. I feel like Robinhood, is that the one that got in trouble like last year or something like that? I don't know, but you can do, I personally use Acorns. I don't know too much about investing, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I kind of know like the basics, but I'm not like super heavy. I'm not a trader or anything like that, so I kind of just am a passive investor. You know, because the way the Acorns work, if you don't know, it's like basically you can donate like spare change or whatever, roundups is what they call it. So say like you bought something for $5.70. Acorns will invest to 30 cents, that make it $6 into your investing, your stocks or whatever. So you can do that. You can do automatic investments of, $5, whatever. You can set up automatic payments, whatever. So that's something I do. Like, I don't even think about it. I know that I have an Acorns account, but just like I don't even think about it. And sometimes, like, periodically I'll check into the app, just to make sure everything is copacetic. And I'm like, dang, I'm saving this much, or I have this much. Like, so it's just like, and I've only been doing that for 2 years. Imagine what's gonna look like 15 years, 20 years down the road, like when I'm ready to retire. That's what I'm thinking. Sometimes, well, that's another point, so I'm not going to go into that. But think further down the road, when it comes to investing. It's not something that you should take out immediately. Or, I mean, you can make investments for that purpose, but also make long-term investments. So, over 20, 30 years, you getting that money. Another thing is investing yourself, and that means in your health, because health is wealth. It sounds cliche, but it's very much true. Health is wealth. Invest in yourself, invest in your health, invest in your appearance, because that helps determine how you feel. And I know that, we kind of live in a superficial society, but it's not on that. It's just like, you want to feel your best. So looking your best helps you feel your best, in my experience. So yeah, invest in your education, invest in your health, invest, just be a well-rounded person, just don't be small-minded. So another thing is, and this is something that honestly I'm still working on, but I have a 4-month plan to where I am paying off my credit card completely. Actually, it could be in between 2 and 4 months, because I really could knock it out if I wanted to in 2 months, but I might spread it out just so I don't feel pressured. Because the one thing you don't want to do is be so tight about it to where you feel like you're boxed in, and then you end up like overspending, because that has been something that I've done before. Like, just like, I gotta do this, and this penny goes to this, and this dollar goes to this, and blah blah blah, and then I just end up going to Target. Yeah, Target, and I end up overspending. Spending $100. I went in for a candle, and I ended up spending $100. I don't know how. It's something in the air. They spray something in the vents. I don't know, but yeah, I limit my Target trips. I know where not to go when I'm trying to really be good and safe. But yeah, get out of debt as quickly as possible, to the point where you're paying off everything every month. By the end of the month, by the end of your next statement date, just pay it all off, because credit. I was taught as a kid that credit cards are bad. It was a bad word growing up in my house. Like, my mom, even though she had one, she always taught us that credit cards were bad. I agree with that to a certain extent. Like, I feel like if you don't use it right, it can definitely be bad. It can definitely be detrimental to your whole life, because you're in so much debt. But I don't like owing people money, and so even this credit card, it makes me uncomfortable, because I don't like owing people money. And then I see the interest rates. I see the interest charge every month, and I'm just like, so I gotta pay an extra $40 just for this credit card existing? Is that what you're telling me? No, we're paying this off ASAP, because that extra $40, that can go to gas.
Now why am I in it?
And you could have did it.
See how I get drawn into that?
So I can just use that $40 for something else. So I'm paying that thing off ASAP, and I want to get into a routine, because like, I do have small bills, like my Canva bill, then maybe on my Netflix, small bills that I can just knock out every month just to build my credit, because credit is good. Credit, unfortunately, is needed for a lot of things, like financing your car, financing your house, all that stuff, like adult things. Like, unfortunately, it's based on credit. So it is what it is. You got to play the game. So what I'm basically saying is, to that, use credit as your advantage. I know people that have booked flights solely from their credit rewards. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of car that I would like to get further than, once I pay this off, get a car like that, and just like spend groceries or gas on it, so I can rack up my points and take a flight, because I love traveling. So the next thing is, attract what you want. Attract what you want. Think about, what would you do that you will still do for free? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your passion? Work hard and it'll eventually pay off. You'll eventually get rewarded with what you're working hard for. And sometimes it doesn't seem like that, sometimes it don't feel like that, but trust me, I've experienced that several times over. The main thing is just not giving up. So this next point is I feel like it's, if you don't take anything away from this, just keep this in mind. And you know what? I'm actually going to read this right off the iPad because I feel like is that important. Don't subscribe to hustle culture as a whole, but acknowledge there may be seasons that you have to grind to get where you want to be. I'm going to say it again. Don't subscribe to hustle culture as a whole, but acknowledge there may be seasons that you have to grind to get where you want to be. So going back to attracting what you want and working hard, I got really serious about working in this industry. And so I would write, and I got connected to Harbor Studios, which I'm always have love for them, and Bentley, because I really got my start there. So I was like the writer's PA for a little while, but I wasn't getting paid. And so I would get up, I would Uber from like 6 to 11. I would be at the studio from 11 to 7, and then I would Uber from 8 to midnight, and then I would get up and do it all over again. And then the weekends I would write, and I would Uber all day Saturday, and then Sunday was kind of like my rest day, or I would go out like, you know, towards the evening, afternoon for like the evening rush. So I had it mapped out, and I did that for like 7 months. But within that, I was writing, I was watching a lot of TV, and I proved that I was serious about writing. And so that's how I got my first staff writer's job, and I wrote on 2 of Bentley's sitcoms. So when I tell you, like, attract what you want, and I was doing, like, I was writing for free. I was working 2 other jobs, but I was writing for free because that's what I wanted to do. That's what I was passionate about, and it led me to my first staff writer's gig. Now I want to get to a life of ease. So although I am starting a job this week, I know my limits. And I have healthy self-care practices to, you know, keep me in center, keep me back to center, not feel overwhelmed. Don't subscribe to hustle culture. Follow the NAP ministry. The NAP ministry on Instagram is life-changing. They are breaking down the patriarchy and capitalism through rest. Rest is a revolution, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And with that, don't be trying to keep up with the Joneses. We have to break free from the shackles of consumerism and capitalism. And I can go on a whole spiel about that, but don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Don't try to buy everything just because your favorite influencer or celebrity bought it. If you know you don't need it, or if you can't buy it twice, if you can't buy that Gucci belt twice, then don't get it. That's like a legit finance rule that almost all the finance girls have said. All I have to say is be true to you, because you will save a lot of money. Like, let me tell you, once I really got a good sense of like who I am and my values and things like that, I saved a lot of money because I was not trying to keep up. I was not going out. I wasn't buying outfits every weekend so I go out to the club or just go out to wherever. I like spending my money on food, on travel, on wellness, like relaxation. I like going on Groupon and trying different things. So it doesn't matter how much money I make. Like, I'm going to find a good deal, because why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, why buy full price if I don't have to? And I recently got back into thrifting, so girl, find a good deal. That's just being smart. That's being wise with your money. And that is honestly how the rich stay rich. They be getting, you know, sponsorships. They be getting flew out for these events and stuff like that. They're not paying. These influencers, they're not paying for Coachella. People are flying them out, and brands are flying them out. So it's just like, that's how, if you really think about it, that's how the rich stay rich. They have a deal, or they have connections. Connections is key, but you know, all of us don't got that right now. So we got to make a deal with a do, and that is couponing, that is saving, that's finding a good deal, that's bartering, things like that. And so I kind of like briefly mentioned it earlier, but you have to think about the bigger picture. You have to think about the bigger picture. Have some questions that you can ask yourself. How does your life look and feel when you no longer have debt? How does your life look and feel when you're able to help your community without hurting yourself? I'm gonna say that again. When are you able to help your community without hurting yourself, without being in a financial struggle because you're giving too much? How does your life look and feel when you have a year's worth of expenses saved? I'm trying to get to that point. Like, that is my, once I knock out my credit card debt, these student loans, I'm waiting on you, Joe. Because after that, I'm not going to have no debt. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Ooh. How does your life look and feel when you have thriving investment properties and businesses? How does your life look and feel when you leave generational wealth? So when you feel discouraged or you backtrack, just think of these things to get you back to center, get you back focused. Remember what you're doing it for and refocus on the vision. So these are my 10 lessons that I learned in finance in my 20s. And like I said, some of these are work in progress for me, but I've noticed that I am in a better financial space because I have applied these things. And it really is a journey, just like everything else in life. Your finances, it is a journey. I feel like everyone wants to make more, but you have to be smart about it. And even if you feel like you can't do some of these things, just know that you can. You just have to budget. You have to sit down and be realistic about the money that you have. Sometimes you have to work hard, sometimes you have to work smart, but overall it's a journey. This is the 5th installment of Lessons for My 20s. We have one more installment before my birthday. Yeah, this is my last month in my 20s. Like, I really have to take that in. I've been journaling, just like reflecting. Oh my gosh. But without further ado, I will see y'all next time.